What felt like a useless piece of advice until you actually tried it? Clean as you cook, dishes right away, and 10 minutes every day walking through the house picking things up organizing. So much better than hours of cleaning on one day. Compliment people behind their backs. Sounds stupid but works wonders. I'd never say this to her face, but she's a wonderful person and a gifted artist. I'm not a racist, but I think everyone should be treated equally. Turn it off and turn it back on. This applies to everything that has a computer or any sort of electronic. People laugh at me when I ask them, have you tried turning it off and back on again? Yes, but when that's all your office knows how to do. You work at Home Industries. Damn these electric sex pants. BCZZT, damn it. That's not even sexy. Fans on my old MacBook died. Saw a YouTube video that said to simply take your fist and bang on the part of the computer that housed the fans. Thinking it was a troll, I gave it a shot out of pure frustration, and lo and behold, they purred back to life and I never had another issue with them for the rest of the time that I owned the computer. Cleaning your house before leaving for more than 5 days. Nothing is better than coming to a clean house. I travel a lot for work and can sometimes be gone for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. There is nothing worse than finally coming home and remembering how bad you left the place. I learned this real quick and make a point to clean up before I leave. Faking confidence to become more confident. Edit, thanks for the gold and the silver, kind strangers. I 100% agree with this, but where I have seen people go wrong with this is thinking that exuding confidence being an asshole. There is a very major distinction between them. I didn't even think about that. I've seen quite a bit of that too. I'm not sure how to explain the line between the two well, though. Confidence is trusting that you are as good as everyone else. Assholery is believing you are better than everyone else. Unclench your jaw, open your hands, drop your shoulders, and breathe in. This made me realize how tense I am RN. You're probably clenching your butthole too. Relax your ass. Don't worry, you won't shit yourself. Unless you really need to go to number 2 right now. When you're trying to fall asleep and your mind is racing thinking about a million things at once, making it impossible to fall asleep, do this. 1. Pick a letter of the alphabet. 2. Count to 83. When you get to 8, think of a word that starts with your letter. 4. Count to 8 again. 5. Think of a different word that starts with that letter. 6. Repeat ad nauseam. You'll distract your brain and bore it to sleep. When I can't sleep, I pick a subject and come up with an example for every letter of the alphabet. Repeat as necessary. Albania, Bahamas, Cambodia, Denmark, England, France, Guyana, etc. Apple, blueberry, cantaloupe, durian, elderberry, fig, grape, etc. Anchovy, barracuda, carp, damselfish, flounder, grouper, etc. Insomnia is a bitch. Edit, eel. I have had trouble sleeping in hotels, and I travel a lot for work. I've gotten into these songs on YouTube that use delta waves and it's working miracles on me. I don't care if it's science or bullshit, and I don't even want to look it up because it's going so well for me. Edit. So tempted to rickroll the doke out of you guys, but this sleep track literally fucks me up. You do. Be edit too. Seriously, I'm pretty stoked that this helped so many people. Anyone reading this, I highly recommend you look through the responses to this comment and see all the different apps, websites, and tactics. Good luck and happy sleeping, everyone. 2 of the top 5 songs on my most played list for 2018 on Spotify were Box Fan Noise for Any Time I Went Somewhere Without a Fan. 2. Did you get tired of one and switch, or do you oscillate? Oh, the oscillate one is garbage. It's too realistic. It used a defective model that was recorded, so after about 20 minutes into the track the fan got stuck on one end of its sweep and kept going click 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 click. That used to mean it's time to flip the cassette over. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. My old boss always said experience is what you get just after you needed it. Now when I screw something up, I just think, well, I know what not to do next time. Practice gratitude. Grateful people are happy people. This includes just saying thank you anytime someone does something. Everyone likes to be acknowledged for something, even if it's something small, and just making other people a little happier makes you happier, and I imagine even just noticing how much others do for you is bound to help. So I usually cook dinner, but tonight I was in the middle of something when dinner needed to get started, so my husband did it. When I got my plate, I thanked him for cooking dinner. He said, "I'm sorry the pork chops are over-seasoned." I said, "I haven't even tried them yet, but they're delicious." You know what the best spice is? Food somebody else cooked for you. Absolutely. I know he's not a gourmet chef, but I appreciate the hell out of somebody else cooking for me. If you have a clogged nose, doing 8 to 10 push-ups will temporarily clear it up. Edit, hey, thanks for the silver. And the gold. Is this just to get me to try to actually do a push-up? Haha, one would assume. But no, it legit works. Flip a coin and choose the one you're hoping for. I don't even have to flip a coin now, and I'm way more decisive. I do this a lot and it works amazingly well. You don't know what you really want unless you're put under pressure, even if said pressure is as small as a coin flip. BTW, I didn't know what to call it, so I said pressure. Try killing roaches with soapy water in a spray bottle. It sounds useless, but it works better than any insecticide I've ever tried, and it's non-toxic and really easy to clean up. My dad once had a customer in a very run-down apartment complex. He went into a unit that, typically in this apartment building, is crawling with roaches. A little old lady lived there and he didn't notice a single roach. The secret: boric acid mixed with sweetened condensed milk. Mix until it's dough-like. Stick small bowls in places where kids and animals cannot reach. The roaches take it back to their nests and it destroys them all. I grew up in a very old home and I can only recall roaches once. My dad did this trick and I never saw another for about 7 years. Cheap and extremely effective. Smiley face, that edit for spelling it sweet condensed. Hey, I thought it was funny. A few more edits. Thanks for the precious metals, guys. In reading, a ton of folks say it works on ants too. Score. Also, yes, you can sprinkle the boric acid. Some are saying borax works too, on the floor, but I like the balls because there's no dealing with a dust layer. To hide them, drop them behind a refrigerator, in a hole under the sink, above a kitchen cabinet. Is it toxic to kids' pets? I was assuming so. Many say no, but I'd rather just keep them up and away and not have to find out. Don't need any diarrhea or vomiting in my life at the moment. I have no idea why it works for years, but I'm guessing it's because roaches feed on each other when they die, so the dead ones become poison to the living ones, so the ratio of dead ones continues to increase. Oh, and I'm not a man. Smiley face. Please don't ever delete this, because one day if I have roaches I will dig through my saved comments looking for this. Saving in case Hop deletes his/her account and someone finds this on Google in 8 years. My dad once had a customer in a very run-down apartment complex. He went into a unit that, typically in this apartment building, is crawling with roaches. A little old lady lived there and he didn't notice a single roach. The secret: boric acid mixed with sweetened condensed milk. Mix until it's dough-like. Stick small bowls in places where kids and animals cannot reach. The roaches take it back to their nests and it destroys them all. I grew up in a very old home and I can only recall roaches once. My dad did this trick and I never saw another for about 7 years. Cheap and extremely effective. Smiley face. Edited for something spelled poorly, albeit hilariously. Edit. Got my pronouns mixed up. Sweet, you're my backup now. Go to the bathroom first thing after having sex. Bold of you to assume I have sex. Don't have as two things. Whole as one thing. Pretty much everything Ron says has helped me at one point or another. I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes. Directly expressing my needs instead of hinting. That's secret number 1 for a successful, long-lasting marriage. Number 2 is, marriage is work, but it's worth it. #X200B. Edit. Thanks for all the comments, upvotes, and silver. Source: I'm old, married long time. Your gums bleed when you floss because you don't floss enough. Turns out if you floss enough, your gums won't be inflamed so they don't bleed when you floss. It's true. Or at least get an electric toothbrush. Source: and dental hygienist.